What we are going to talk about is Taylor Frankie Paul, and we're going to talk a little bit about Sabrina Carpenter. So, when I'm 38 years old, so y'all know. When I was growing up, I always found it weird how movies, TV shows would always demonize fathers, especially demonize hardworking fathers. Fathers weren't running around cheating. They weren't freaking, even though that's been like romanticized in women's not rom com, even rom coms or movies like The Notebook and whatnot. But anyways, get back to focus. He was cheating. He wasn't doing anything bad. He wasn't abusive. He was just working late hours and focusing on his job to provide. The thing that people all want. And they're always demonizing the fathers for that. So. And the fathers, and I remember husbands also in like 90s, 2000s were always portrayed as stupid, especially in commercials. Like the dads were always just these morons that had no freaking clue how to fix anything, were helpless, were morons. It was ridiculous. Now with the gender wars and culture wars, you now have basically men versus women. It keeps getting worse and worse. And you've got situations where women will openly commit violence against men and get away with it. Like people will already come running up to come defend them. And we found out time and time again, especially with our boy freaking Jack Sparrow, with Amber Heard, how they will pull every freaking move out of the power book to try to get themselves out of trouble. So I've kind of seen this already now with Taylor Frankie Paul. If you've seen the video, she literally puts him in a headlock, hits him a couple times, throws things at him, and throws 2 chairs at him while her daughter's right there. And already she's playing the victim. Taylor Frankie Paul responds to recent headlines about alleged domestic violence incident with her ex-boyfriend, shares what the future looks like for her and the secret lies of Mormon wives. She went freaking crazy. She basically went on there and releasing an old video which conveniently omits context on their son's birthday as a reprehensible attempt to distract from his own behavior. Thankfully, the public has seen this act before and knows who he is, and sadly, many will recognize this pattern. Yeah, we recognize your pattern manipulation, both in his actions on the show and from their own experiences. The problem here is, as I was saying earlier, is like society has normalized demonization of men, okay? We're being demonized, we're being devalued, we're being tossed aside, especially fathers. And then you have the girls come in here, they commit these acts of violence, and they all be like, well, there's missing context. Like, there's no missing context here. You are literally attacking him. You are throwing things at him. Salt and battery, anyone? It's like, good God, dude. Before Paul's Bachelor season was canceled, she told People on Wednesday she was disappointed domestic violence allegations would taint the show. You're a psycho. And I don't think that it's not normal, obviously. There's been crazy women in the past, of course. That's very much true. If there's one thing I've learned from just Hollywood in general, like these people are freaking unhinged and insane, and they live in a very bubbled world where they're the star of their own show, both on stage and off stage, and no one else matters, and everything's just everyone else's fault. I also, as I brought up earlier, about Sabrina Carpenter. So how Sabrina Carpenter ties into this is, I was watching a few videos about her, and I always thought she was kind of weird. She came out of nowhere. I mean, she's cute. I'm not gonna lie. She's cute. She's attractive. She's always wearing lingerie on stage. She does lewd acts on stage, which I'm not gonna bash because that's like what pop stars do at this point. Pop stars really, do they have musical talent? Not really. So they distract you with lewdness. And also, at the same time, kind of like going back to a discussion with the 90s and 2000s, where it's like men were demonized as a psyop. Sabrina Carpenter is also a new psyop. Basically, girl, do your thing, be powerful, wear lingerie, be very lewd in public. Now, I am no Puritan. I obviously, if you see some of my other channels, but I believe if it's between 2 adults, 18 and up, behind closed doors, in private, all your business. I don't care. What you do in public, now you can be judged on. Okay. So a lot of her music videos, and I'll play a little bit here for you, show her killing men or have men dying in them. Let me make sure I got the settings up high. Good. Boom. 2 guys got hit by a truck. She's walking in a gym full of dead guys. She's holding this guy's tie as the elevator closes. He gets up and, dies. This guy's been killed for some reason, thrown in a swimming pool. This guy, she says, basically rolling off a cliff. Yeah. So what I've also kind of noticed, and what also a lot of men are beginning to notice, and other people that talk about these things too, is that it's becoming normalized for women to be violent. It's okay if women are violent. It's just not okay if men are violent. And it's okay to do violence upon men, and all men are useless, is what we're getting. There's even a point where Sabrina Carpenter's songs, her fan base, it's kind of like Taylor Swift. Like the writings on the wall for Taylor Swift, and how Taylor Swift basically had, had a huge female audience. And Sabrina Carpenter's kind of coming in there now and replacing her, and basically just continuing on the psyop, but at a more aggressive level in order to demonize men. Now, what I see about this is they're causing a split on purpose between men and women as they push this propaganda. It's not good. It's not good, Outlaws. But anyways, let me know your guys' thoughts. I know I kind of scatterbrained here a little bit, but this is just what I'm seeing. And it's getting a little bit out of control. All right, we'll see you next time.